So one of the reasons that we decided to do this was like family time. Having more and more kids, Michael being gone every single day. Say hello. Say hi. I don't know, it just got more and more sad to me and to him because we would wake up and a lot of times they would just get a few minutes with Dad, and it was minutes of him trying to get ready and get around, and so it wasn't quality time. And then by the time he got home, it was 6 o'clock a lot of the times, 6:15, and it was dinner time and then bath time. And you know, if you're a parent, you know that's not like quality, sweet, fun time. It just never felt right to us. We never could get in the groove of things to where we felt like we as a family were getting enough quality time together. You'd think on the weekends we can do that. Well, the weekends were busy too. It was just so busy. Life was so busy that we didn't have like just quality family time often. We did our very best, but it was so minimal compared to what our hearts desired. And so that was just a huge reason to us. Like Gabriel, say hello. Gabriel, he'll be the first child that gets to have Michael in his daily life all the time. Are you excited about that? I think he's ready to go. But anyways, that's one, it was a huge one for me and Michael both. Just quality family time together. Like right now we're on a hike. I just kind of took a minute to make this because this is it. This is what we dreamed of, is Michael explaining things on the hike, and we've got journals for us to sit down and just soak up God's beauty together as a family, not mom and the kids and then tell Dad about it. It's just, I don't know, it was just really important to us. It feels like this is just what we were meant to do. It's what we were made for, you know? Like right now I can totally hear Michael and the kids down there. And they're asking questions and he is just being able to take the time to answer them. It's precious.
Another reason why we did this was to become debt-free. Ever since 2009, Lane and I have been slowly working on becoming completely debt-free. Back then we took the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace course, and we caught the vision of that, and we thought, oh my goodness, we don't have to live in debt for the rest of our lives and hope to be debt-free when we are retired. We can make choices now to live like nobody else, so one day you can live like nobody else. And of course this wasn't in the plan back then, this lifestyle, but to become debt-free was. And so it always seemed like a mountain that we were always trying to climb up. Very difficult for us to finally become debt-free, especially once we had kids and there was just different emergencies that would arise. And so like we would get ahead and then we'd fall back and get ahead and fall back. And income was a big part of that for us too. We would have good years and we had bad years because we were both self-employed through all of that. We've always been self-employed. And so if anybody else is self-employed, you know that your income fluctuates a lot. So we dealt with that. And whenever we finally decided on this lifestyle, we also realized, hey, we want to do this completely debt-free. We don't want to owe anybody anything. We want to have a truck that's paid for, have a fifth wheel that's paid for, and be able to be on the road with no worries about if something does happen while we're out here, that we don't have to owe anybody anything. We don't have to answer to anybody. There's a proverb in the Bible that says, borrower is servant to the lender. And that is exactly right. Whenever you owe somebody something, you're basically a slave to pay that back. We didn't want to have to be dependent upon a certain amount of income for us to be able to live this life anymore. We thought if we can live this life now, minimally, with minimal income, make it work, make it happen, then why not? Why not go through that? Why not live? Why not take a risk, take a chance, even if it's a couple years that we're only able to do this? Is it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely, it's going to be worth it. So being debt-free is very important to us. We want to be debt-free for the rest of our lives. Now that we are completely debt-free, our plan is to never, ever, ever go back into debt. Lord willing, that's the plan. And lastly, how I want to tie all this up, and no, I'm not really this short, it's just this truck and the rear end sets up really high. I'm about 6 feet tall, and this is how high this bed is. So anyway, but lastly, how I want to tie all this in is that our faith. Our faith was a big motivating factor in the cause for us to do all of this. If we hadn't have taken a mission trip about 4 years ago, then a seed would not have been planted in us to live a more simple life. But that mission trip really opened my eyes and both of our eyes. And I remember when I got back from that mission trip, I said, we walked in our door in this overwhelming, I was just like, let's sell it all. What is the point? Why do we have all this stuff? Because I seen all that stuff as something that, like I had mentioned earlier, about being a servant to the lender, I seen all that stuff as a slave that was trapping us, trapping me. And so I was ready and willing at that moment right away to get rid of it and to no longer have it. And we didn't, and it was the timing of that wasn't ready. We weren't ready for that yet, because at that time we had no income to where we could live this lifestyle on the road. In fact, I didn't even know about this lifestyle when we came back from Nicaragua and I said, let's sell it all. I was just thinking at that time, let's sell all of this and go even smaller and probably like in a tiny house is what I was thinking. But so we didn't do it because the timing wasn't right. But that seed was not removed from my mind or our minds to live that simplest life. And so as time went on, and that was in 2014, as time went on and as things began to change and as our faith began to grow more and we began to understand more about certain things, that I believe God places us in different seasons and has steps throughout our lives to where we realize things and notice things and or maybe are more attentive to things. And so in 2017 was whenever I just felt very strongly that this was the path that we were supposed to take. And I didn't have all the answers as to why, but my faith in the unknown, and that's, I believe, how faith works, is it's without seeing, right? It's believing without seeing. So I didn't know the answers to all of this, but I just knew that this is the path we were supposed to take. And so we jumped in, although it took us a year. That was in 2017 of August. It was whenever we decided to put our house on the market. But it was that faith that I felt like God was calling us to this, that we were being called to this life. And I still don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers as to where we're going to go, what's going to happen, who we're going to meet along that way. But it is that faith that we have that assures us that it doesn't matter if we know it or not, that we are going to continue walking down this path that we believe we are called to, and that along the journey, we believe that those questions will be answered.
Gabriel says, if you like our videos, I scared him half to death. Say, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and a comment or a question. And most important, subscribe to our videos and we'll keep dishing them out. See? He agrees. Have a good one, guys.